Scientists with entrepreneurial ideas can tell you about the hurdles of bringing their ingenuity to the market. But for the innovative research spinning out of the University of Michigan, a new opportunity is formed to grow startup companies. And in a state that has seen an exodus of industry, the opening of the Venture Accelerator emphasizes the university's commitment to economic development in the region. Jimmy Rhodes has the story.
Today, a facility that only 16 months ago was completely empty is now home to nearly 500 people.
After recently acquiring one of the finest research facilities in the nation, the University of Michigan Venture Accelerator offers its new tenants state-of-the-art labs, fully furnished office space, and access to world-class business talent. I met with Ken Nesbitt, director of the Office of Technology Transfer, to learn how the accelerator is fast-tracking University of Michigan research into the market.
What Pfizer had built here is going to be reused by the university in great ways, so it's a tremendous advantage for our region and for the entire state.
Right, and it had been sitting empty up until the university purchased it.
Absolutely.
There's a history here, there's a heritage of startups. It's not just new with the accelerator in the past year. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, the university has been actually very good at starting new companies with technology. We've done about 93 in the last 10 years.
Yeah, because I'm seeing companies that I recognize.
Absolutely.
In this, so they've actually had a lot of success. What kind of businesses or startups make sense to locate here?
We made a decision actually to locate all of our startup opportunities, whether they were life science oriented or clean tech or IT, in one facility.
So it's more than just like bench facilities. There's actual human talent here that you're providing as well.
It's actually business talent that are part of staff. So we're basically trying to provide this talent with some of the resources and equipment of the university to really propel these companies into a stage where they can be self-sufficient.
Jim O'Connell, director of the Venture Center, is leading the effort to attract investors and viable businesses into the accelerator.
If you do have somebody who's reluctant, what's the sales pitch? And what can you tell them that is offered here? What are the services that might bring them over to saying, hey, this is something I want to avail myself to?
Quite simply, we want to make it as painless as possible. We really can provide some adult supervision, looking over the shoulder of these nascent companies, because this is very much an unknown for anyone who hasn't been in commercial activity or in industry. They really don't know how to start a company, and we provide all the guidelines and support, sometimes in terms of money and capital, other times in terms of just advice.
But does it also give them a mindset where they're willing to collaborate with you on your areas of expertise? How do you make that marriage?
Most of our high-tech startups are based on some really deep science, and really deep scientists generally think that there's an algorithm or an equation that can solve this. And what we really have to teach them is that there is no algorithm. The reality is that your technology is a critical foundation to the company, but it's only about 10% of what needs to be put in to get a company out the door and successful.
We have a mentor in residence program where we have some established entrepreneurs who are working with these companies.
The mentorship program has been an asset to Nilton Reno, founder of InjectT. Nilton has been working closely with Dave Hartman to formulate a strategic business plan for his new technology.
Coming to the Venture Acceleration is very exciting for us because of the support that we have. Dave has experience with starting company and realized that the most important thing is to put together the talent that we need to make the business successful. The technology is not as important as the people that you need.
Well, I think one of the key things for the various companies is that there's going to be a whole corridor of them. The entrepreneurial faculty don't happen to be next door to each other, but here they're together, they can work together, they can share their experiences on their journey towards a commercial product.
So what happens when a business entrepreneur joins forces with an inventor and scientist?
You have ownership of an idea, and you came at it, you discovered it, and in a sense it's very much yours. And you have this vast experience, and you're probably seeing some blind spots where he's thinking like a researcher and maybe not like a businessman. How do you ameliorate those times when you could possibly be butting heads?
To try to get around any really sort of bad butting of heads is to have a shared vision. And I think we both want to see a product at the end of the day on the marketplace that can save lives.
Life Magnetics recently moved its business operations to the research complex and has been rapidly expanding. With a vision of saving lives, Brandon's technology revolutionizes the process of antibiotic administration.
So is this E. coli or staph?
This is E. coli.
If you were to walk into a hospital with a raging infection and you said, I need an antibiotic, please give me something, they'll give you an antibiotic right then, but they won't know with 100% certainty that that's the best antibiotic for your infection. And our technology and our product will allow hospitals and clinicians to do that same test in hours instead of days, meaning you get the right antibiotic as soon as possible.
Okay, so you're just that much closer to wellness, that much faster.
Right.
This is quite an unusual situation. In fact, it's one of the reasons that this was so attractive to me was the fact that Brandon brought not only a keen technological foundation, but he also came to this with a significant appreciation for the commercial challenges and opportunities.
What about Bill? What's he bringing to the table for you?
Well, he brings a lot to the table. Bill has a wealth of experience that you really just can't put a value on. And while, yeah, I know the technology, I have no idea and no experience on how to actually bring it to market. Well, Bill has that experience.
The accelerator is not some place you stay forever. This is a place where you're going to come in for a short amount of time and move on. Spend, again, 12 to 36 months getting out the door.
How might this accelerator being located near the university right here in Ann Arbor in the state of Michigan help the state and the area?
Upward of 85% of companies that come out of accelerators remain in the locale where they were incubated. So there's no question that this will have a positive impact in retaining more of our companies here in town.
Brandon left California to start a program in applied physics and remained in Michigan after graduation to develop his company.
One thing that's really unique here is you have top 10 engineering programs, for example, right next to a top 10 hospital. You know, right next to all these amazing programs in chemistry and physics. And having the close proximity doesn't really mean anything until you have that interdisciplinary nature.
Must be enormously gratifying to a researcher to see that stuff make an impact in the world.
Absolutely. And I think there's obviously an economic contribution that comes to them and to others, but to them it's really seeing that their life's work is impacting people.
Yes, Brandon McNaughton was one of my best students. I'm proud of him. When you start the research, you never know where you're going to end. But when you find that there are very nice applications that may really become practical and important for saving lives, reducing pain, saving costs of hospitals, it's all coming together.
So Ken, what's in it for the university? Why would they even bother with this?
To the university, this is a way to enhance the quality, to retain the best talent, to help our students. And I think what the university is doing is seeding the area with small young companies that hopefully will surpass the economic potential that Pfizer had with something that will sustain us for the decades to come.
At the end of the day, what we want our research to do is to be of benefit to mankind. And so the quicker we can get the results out, the quicker we can help cure disease, the quicker we can solve societal problems, we have really then fulfilled our mission. Along the way, we hope to create a lot of jobs, we hope to create a lot of business for the state, but we really want to get the results of our research out to benefit society.